Hi, everybody. My name is Dr. Colleen Sierra. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist and the founder and executive director of Sierra Center for Behavioral Health. Happy March, happy sunshine, so much good stuff happening. I love March. For lots of reasons, because of St. Patrick's Day, because of the milder temperatures and the sunshine, and also because it's Women's History Month. And within March is International Women's Day. So that's a really big deal to me. That's a really big deal to all of us at CCBH. So I wanted to come on and talk about that for a second. So why do we celebrate Women's History Month? That's a good question, and I want to chat with you about that for a second. We celebrate it because women are one of the many groups in America who have experienced marginalization, oppression, and discrimination, both historically and currently. So it's really nice to have a full month to celebrate how far we've come, to honor and highlight so many women who have helped to get us here, and to talk about the work that still remains. And there's quite a bit of that. But this is a really, really fun thing to do and talk about. We're excited to do that. So, I mean, here's what I mean when I say that women have been marginalized, discriminated against, oppressed historically. So women were only given the right to vote about 100 years ago. And when you think about how long people have been voting for, about how long men have been voting for, 100 years is not that long. It's not that long. So there's that. Did you know that in some states, husbands can rape their wives legally? That it's written into the law, essentially from back in the day when we were property and were given farm animals in exchange for our hand. That because we are historically considered property, husbands can rape their wives legally without legal recourse. That has changed. We're gonna post an article about that at some other point. That has changed, but there are still legal loopholes in a bunch of states. So that's interesting. Men are given more respect, when they have an active sex life, when they're single, when of course women are slut shamed and called all sorts of lovely names when they have an active sex life when they're single. And of course, it's why someone like Bernie Sanders can get really intense about an issue that he really cares about, and raises his voice and gets really loud when he's talking about things he really cares about, and people admire that, and that makes sense that people would admire that. But when Elizabeth Warren does the same thing, she's aggressive, and we don't like her anymore because she's aggressive. So, some things to think about, and these are just facts, right? This is just the way that it works. These aren't my opinions about these things. This is just the way that it goes. It's in America, but really in a lot of places. This is just the way that it goes. So it's interesting to think about, and it's important to name. It's important to talk about what we've done well, and it's also important to name what we're still working on. And so that's a really cool thing that we get to do this month. And we're not just going to be celebrating people like Gloria Steinem. We want to make our efforts to be really inclusive, and affirmative. And so we want to celebrate women of color. We want to celebrate women who identify as bisexual or a lesbian. We want to celebrate trans, female identified folks. We want to celebrate women who have extra barriers because of their physical body or ability status. All of those folks make us who we are, and all of those folks have contributed in really meaningful ways. And so we're going to make sure that you're seeing that from us this month as well. So cheers to the ladies.